Alright, good morning everyone. We are here with break 365. This is another triple box break featuring the 25 Titanium Priority Box, the 24 Titanium Priority Box, and the 21 Elite Hobby. Our team list for today: Broncos, Pakau, Raiders, Karen, Bulldogs, Daniel, Sharks, David, Dolphins, Pakau, Titans, Karen, Manly, Guy, Storm, Richard, Knights, Daniel, Cowboys, Daryl, Eels, Greg, Panthers, Daniel, Rabbitohs, Karen, as well as Dragons and Roosters, Warriors, Guy, and Tigers, Brian. Good luck everyone. Thank you for being a part of it. Dolphins will be receiving the $20 gift card as they're not included in the 21 Elite. I am going to save that one for last. I like doing Elite last. It's nice. Alright, 24 traders. Let's get that done first. Hope everyone is ready. We do have our 25 Elite pre-sale breaks. Good morning, Guy. Welcome to the break, mate. Good luck. Yes, as I was saying, we do have our 25 Elite pre-sale breaks up. As we don't have the checklist yet, we can't work out individual team prices. So at the moment, we are listing random teams. The good thing is the first one is almost sold out with one spot to go. Hopefully that might sell out while we're doing this break. But the point of that is, once that spot's sold, we can actually randomize those teams, and everyone in that break will have plenty of time to trade teams in a chance to get their own. All right. It does get confusing for me and a bit of a pain, but we have had people in the past years trade teams across breaks. So if you really don't like the team that you're in, getting these random ones done nice and early, you do get a chance to do that. Alright, let's go. First packet. Oh, we've got our 25 Elite pre-sales if you haven't seen them. Remember, we did Elite sold out just about everywhere before pre-sales were finished, and with sales the way they are this year, I dare say it's going to be very close, if not the same or quicker. So get on it, guys. Alright, here we go. First packet, Rising Stars, Benjamin Lovett for the Rabbitohs. Eels parallel checklist. I didn't realise how many Eels cards I put into Storm yesterday until I was sorting it out. Batil Vet Welsh, season to remember for the Tigers. Parallel Jacob Preston for the Bulldogs. Showcase Blake Laurie for the Dragons. Alifiana Kampi Era for the Titans. Rising Stars, Jacob Preston for the Bulldogs. Ruben Cotter, parallel for Cowboys. Racine McGregor, Women's NRL for the Dragons. Cameron Murray, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Semi Valemi, World in League for the Cowboys. Adam Reynolds, parallel for the Broncos. Rising Stars, Dream Buller for the Tigers. Jeremy Marshall King, parallel for Dolphins. Rabbitohs gold parallel checklist number 68. Wade Egan parallel for the Warriors. Rising Stars Jada Taylor for the Sharks. Jesse Ramian parallel for the Sharks. And our first priority, number 21, Alefiana Khan Piera for the Titans. In the Club Heroes, Karen with the Titans, nice work. I'm not sure if you had Raiders in yesterday's break as well, Karen, if someone's mixed up the breaks. Upside Coruscant parallel for the Tigers. Sword and Shield, Ruben Garrick for Manly. Lachlan Croker, parallel for Manly. Rising Stars, Ruby Jean Kennedy for the Eels. Isaac Tago, parallel for Panthers. Season to remember, Luke Keary for Roosters. Roosters parallel checklist. Women's NRL, Kira Dibb for the Cowboys. It was nice to meet her and a few of the other girls from the Titans and Cowboys when my daughter played. They were very nice and happy. They actually gave out balls to a lot of the girls that played before them and were happy to sign them for them. So that was a nice experience. Rising Stars, Ronald Volkman for the Warriors. Jerome Hughes, parallel for Storm. Jamie Chapman was insanely popular with the young girls. It was good to see the young girls actually following the women's. Melly Hafunga, World in League for the Broncos. Jack DeBellin, parallel for the Dragons. Gold parallel for the women's, 85. Tamika Upton for the Knights. Mitchell Moses, parallel for the Eels. Rising Stars, Trey Mooney for the Raiders. Matt Burton, parallel for the Bulldogs. Running Machines, number 8. James Tedesco for the Roosters. Bulldogs parallel checklist. Looks like our second club hero. Yes, it is number 27. Dylan Lucas for the Knights. David Fafita, parallel for the Titans. Blake Wilson, season to remember for the Bulldogs. Reece Robson, parallel for the Cowboys. Rising Stars, Ella Costa for the Dragons. Jai Arrow, parallel for the Rabbitohs. And our Sword and Shield Team Priority, number 5. Nice low one. Storm, Cameron Munster and Harry Grant. Richard Harris with the Storm. Kurt Capewell, parallel for Broncos. World in League, Mikhail Ravalawa for the Dragons. Tommy Gilbert, parallel for the Dolphins. Rising Stars, Jesse Southwell for the Knights. Kalen Ponga, parallel for the Knights. Alafiana Kampi era, parallel, season to remember for Titans. Jackson Ford, parallel for the Warriors. Season to remember, Nico Hines for the Sharks. Knights, parallel checklist. Sword and Shield, Addo Carr for the Bulldogs. William Kennedy, parallel for the Sharks. Rising Stars, Tom Jenkins for the Panthers. Tigers, parallel checklist. And our World in League parallel priority, number 13, Lachlan Ilias for the Rabbitohs. King Gutho, parallel for the Eels. Haley Maddock, Women's NRL for the Broncos. Jake Jaboyevich, parallel for Manly. Ruben Cotter, showcase for the Cowboys. Dylan Edwards, parallel for Panthers. Rising Stars, Tom Weaver for the Titans. James Tedesco, parallel for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Destiny Brill for the Broncos. Jaden Sewer, parallel for the Dragons. World in League, Jerome Hughes for the Storm. Matthew Tomoko, parallel for the Raiders. Last packet for our 24 Titanium Priority Box. Season to remember, Micah Sivo for the Eels and Cam Munster, parallel for Storm. Alright, let me just put these back in the box and we'll get stuck into that 25 Titanium. Let's go. Season to remember, Alex Johnston for the Rabbitohs. Mitchell Barnett, parallel for the Warriors. Fan faves, Reuben Cotter for the Cowboys. Broncos, parallel checklist. Women's gold parallel, number 132, Lasana Lutu for the Tigers. Rising Stars, Josiah for the Broncos. Parallel, Scott Sorensen for Panthers. Gold Club Heroes, Connor Watson for the Roosters, number 1. Nice. Mitchell Moses, parallel for the Eels. Rising Stars, Dion for Rabbitohs. Reece Walsh, parallel for the Broncos. Women's NRL, Elsie Albert for the Eels. Max King, parallel for the Bulldogs. Rising Stars, Jack Bostock for the Dolphins. Victor Radley, parallel for the Roosters. Tamika Upton, season to remember for the Knights. Murray Talagi, parallel for the Cowboys. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, fan faves for the Warriors. KO Weeks, parallel for the Raiders. I was just watching Aramex fan reverse like 100 metres up the stride. Probably not 100 metres, but it was a decent distance. Rising Stars, Dimitri for the Warriors, just caught going backwards and caught the corner of my eye, and then how far he went back. Davida Totola, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Showcase, Herbie Farmworth for the Dolphins. Jeremy Marshall King, parallel for the Dolphins. Fan phase, Latrell Mitchell for the Rabbitohs. Dallin Latin Zalesniak, parallel for the Warriors. Gold parallel, Number 20, Murray Talagi for the Cowboys. Manly parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Chevy Stewart for the Raiders. Adam Dewey, parallel for the Tigers. Season to remember, Anessa Biddle for the Sharks. Thomas Hazelton, parallel for the Sharks. Fan faves, KO Weeks for the Raiders. Phoenix Crossland, parallel for the Knights. Rising Stars, Liam Henry for the Panthers. Jaden Stewart, parallel for the Dragons. Converters, Lauren Brown for the Titans. Xavier Coates, parallel for Storm. Women's NRL, Holly May Dodd for the Raiders. Alifiana Khan-Piera, parallel for Titans. Season to remember, Hudson Young for the Raiders. Keanu Kinney, parallel for Titans. Rising Stars, Rory Owen for the Eels. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, parallel for Warriors. Season to remember, Tommy Turbo for Manly. Katoni Staggs, parallel for Broncos. Fan faves, Dylan Edwards for the Panthers. Isaac Tago, parallel for Panthers. Rising Stars, Josiah Pahulu for the Titans. Joe Offengowie, parallel for the Eels. And our fan faves priority, number 26 for the Titans. Malami Kickout, parallel for the Bulldogs. And our second gold club heroes, number 10, Regan Campbell Gillard for the Eels. Spencer Lenu, parallel for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Bailey Haywood for the Bulldogs. Trent LaRoe, parallel for the Storm. Rising Stars, Blake Steep for the Roosters. Cowboys, parallel checklist. Season to remember, Nathan Cleary for Panthers. Joseph Tarpanay, parallel for the Raiders. Fan faves, Jamie Chapman for the Titans. Jack Whiten, parallel for the Rabbitohs. And our priority gold converters, number 20. Apposite Coruscant for the Tigers, Ryan. Rising Stars, Casey Wray for the Dragons. The Hammer, parallel for Dolphins. Women's NRL, Isabel Kelly for the Roosters. Dragons, parallel checklist. Alright, 4 packets left for our 25 titanium. 4 packets left for Dolphins. Let's see how we go. Showcase, Tommy Dearden for the Cowboys. Tommy Turbo, parallel for Manly. Remember, Dolphins does get the $20 gift card because they aren't included in the 21 Elite Box. And we have a retirements. Elliot Whitehead for the Raiders. Samula, parallel for the Tigers. Let's go, Dolphins. Let's go. Come on, 2 packets left. Rising Stars, Harrison Edwards for the Cowboys. Nico Hines, parallel for the Sharks. Converters, Matt Barton for the Bulldogs and Dane Gagai, parallel for the Knights. Alright. That's the end of our traders boxes. So let's get that one out of the way and let's get stuck into the 21 Elite. White Young Guns, Julia Robinson for the Broncos. Parallel, Kieran Foran for the Manly. The Manly? That's how we say it. Captains. Alex Glenn for the Broncos. Masters Series, Darius Boyd in the Kangaroos. Don't forget they'll get randomised between the 16 teams. Dolphins aren't included. Dragons parallel checklist. Enforcers, Millie Boyle for the Broncos. Multicultural, Dallin Watine Zalesniak. I can't remember where he's at for that one. We'll just check our files. Parallel Tavita Pangai Jr. for the Broncos. Emerald. Number 6. Chanel Harris Tavita for the Warriors. Scott Drinkwater parallel for the Cowboys. Black Young Guns. Number 7. Stefano Yutkamanu for the Tigers. Mitchell Barnett parallel for the Knights. Enforcers Kane Evans for the Warriors. Multicultural Jamal Fogarty. Luciano Alei Lua for the Tigers. Enforcers Regan Campbell Gillard for the Eels. Joey Manu, Maori All-Stars. Dally M, Cameron Smith for the Storm. Harry Grant, parallel for Storm. We have a spotlight patch. Nice. Number 73. It is just the jersey patch. It's not a jersey signature, but still very nice. In a 1 box, or only 1 box of Elite. Micah Sivo for the Eels. Who's got the Eels? Greg King. Panthers parallel checklist. Enforcers Blake Laurie for the Dragons. Luke Keary parallel for the Roosters. Ruby Mojo checklist. Number 21 for the Titans. Parallel Dane Gagai for the Rabbitohs. Six packets left. G'day Jared, welcome to the break, mate. Indigenous All-Stars, Tyrone Peachy. Enforcers, Nelson Asafa Solomona for Storm. Parallel, Aaron Woods for the Sharks. Jack Whiten, Dally M for the Raiders. Malwaki Fodawaka, parallel for Titans. White Young Guns. Pretty sure they're not numbered. No. Keely Davis for the Dragons. Alright, last but not least, here we go. Lindsay Collins in Forces for the Roosters. Alright guys, that is it. That is all. All we have left to go is the one single Darius Boyd Master Series card. So we'll change screens and get that done. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Congratulations to those that have done well in the break. There is quite a few nice hits. Let's find out who is scoring that Darius Boyd. Number 1, number 2, and lucky last, number 3. Guy Turner with the Warriors sitting there for the last 2. Alright guys, that is it. That is all. Hope you had a ball. Don't forget to check out our 25 Elite pre-sale breaks as well as our pre-sales. Cases are already sold out. A few combos left, I believe. But all listed on the website, guys. Check it out. Grab